Hello, I'm on junior and I'm going to be doing a bit of normal work today, or what I call normal work, but basically general exercise or flat work midweek here. So yeah, I think when I'm doing my normal flat work, basically with him now, he's very advanced, you know, he's 11-year-old now. We've been working together since he was 5, so we understand one another. He pretty much does everything I want him to do: lengthen, shorten, leg yield, shoulder in, shoulder out, and in a nice way, you know. So yeah, I'll basically work him through those movements, and you know, even when you're doing a bit of shoulder in, for example, you're building your muscle by doing that. So with him at his stage, that's what I'm working on with him. But if you're working with a young horse or something, I think on your normal work, you get on your horse, you ride your horse, maybe try doing a bit of leg yielding or something, and it isn't just quite good, then you might just focus on that for that day and then get them moving off your leg better, in a better way. I think what I call normal work or general exercise, you just work through your movements and see what you feel is not good and then work on that. You know, I sometimes find that people can, or sometimes we can run away from the problems a little bit. You know, oh, my horse doesn't shorten properly, so then you kind of don't work on that. You know, that's really wrong. You know, you need to work on that. You know, if you've had that problem at the weekend, you've wanted to shorten down a line and your horse has grabbed a bit and run through the bridle a little bit, you've ran too deep, you've knocked the fence down, then it's a problem, you know, and you can improve that on the flat work. If you cannot shorten your horse properly on the flat work, how are you going to be able to shorten your horse in front of the fence? So I think my point is just, you know, when you're working through your normal work, you know, think about your problems that you've been having and then work on them. That's what it's about. You've got to work on your partnership with your horse. And okay, one little thing with Junior I find is, it's also what makes him really good, but is his spookiness. And there at the weekend, we kind of spooked in a corner and ran round a corner a little bit, and I'm too deep on the jump and we have a mistake. So while I'm working here, I've kind of thrown a little water tree in the corner, and you know, he doesn't totally love it. It's as if he's never seen one before, but which is not the case. But how do I address that problem? If you've got a spooky horse, I don't want to have him running round the corner looking at that and then suddenly there's a fence here, so like this, and then oh, my fence is here, we've knocked the fence down, it's a problem. So how do you address that problem? For example, I want to be able to get him as close to this corner that he doesn't really like as possible, but in a nice way. So the worst thing you can do is point them at the thing that they're spooking at, you know, indirect rein, bend them away from it, use your inside leg, so suddenly you become closer to that object, but that they don't really know they're closer to it, you know, they're not even looking at it. I think when people have a spooky horse, they point them right at the thing that they're really scared of, and then they kick them, you know, and they kick them and think, you know, well, what are you trying to get the horse to do? Right, I just want him to go around there. I don't need him to jump over that or do anything. I just want to be able to get into that corner, so bend him away from the thing he's spooking at, so then suddenly he's closer to the object without it being a big drama. And then fence is here, we've come round the corner in a nicer way, we've got more chance of clearing that fence, you know. So I'm maybe just going to work at it in canter. In walk it's easy, but maybe if you're cantering around this corner, it becomes a bit harder when you speed things up. That's good. Because at our level, at his level, you know, the course builder always tends to, that was a bad transition. There's a perfect example of not thinking about what you're doing, you know, and then not asking your horse properly. And even as advanced as he is, he's been very, very late with the flying change because I've not asked him properly. I've just assumed that he's going to do it then, and bad riding, bad riding. So always think about what you're doing, you know, don't be cantering around thinking what you're going to have for dinner, you know. Sit them up. So yeah, at his level, course builder always builds something like directly out a corner, and it's so important for us to be able to get into that corner because we've probably only got 3 strides as it is to the fence, you know. So if he spooks that corner, cuts the corner, then suddenly if we've got 1.5 strides, we're going to get a problem. So have him looking away from the fence, push him in, good, good. And every time you're getting a little bit closer to it, but in a better way, that they're not stopping and spinning round or anything. Good lad. So that's just maybe something I might work on today with him, you know, because it was an issue at the weekend. We've had a mistake and I need to practice that. So address your problem, put it out and work on it, you know. Good boy, good boy. And then hopefully we end up jumping that clear round that we're all searching for.